Welcome back, everybody. This is game two right now between 5 a.m. on your blue team. On the left, on the right hand side of the screen is going to be late bloomers. Alongside me today, DM Brandon.
You know, I'm looking at the roster here for Five Angry Men, and none of those people to me are the Five Angry Men. This is a complete roster swap from the original. I mean, we saw Mace rushed. Who else was on there?
Hey,
Dare to
Mace
Care,
rushed. Yeah, that's okay.
Dare to Care, and now we're seeing Wolfie, EMC Squared, El Brochacho, Fusion OP, and Nanton. A complete roster swap. Now, Wolfie and Nanton had the opportunity to bond a little bit on their 100 million hour drive down to the LAN last week. Elbro Chacho recently joined. EMC Squared has been a player that has been team hopping since the beginning of Smite time. I mean, we saw him on Reason Gaming in the beginning and a few other teams since then. And then Fusion OP was actually teaming with Nanton and Critosaurus. So there is definitely some type of team chemistry to be formed here. There are definitely a lot of veteran players here with Wolfie and EMC. Across the way, these are generally new players. I mean, the late bloomers, CV, Scorpius, I mean, we've seen them for a long time, but this team lineup is still pretty fresh.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be interested to see what they do. I mean, straight away out of the gates, let's just a quick look through the bans. Aphrodite and Geb taken out, Loki and Osiris, and that did leave Athena on the table, and immediately 5 a.m. went for that pick. I mean, with the Geb ban, I'm guessing you could have expected the Athena pick, but we're going to see a Kumbhakana here picked up, and it's one that we've not seen really since the nerfs that hit him.
Honestly, with that, I'm kind of looking at we have assassins in the duo lane now. We have warriors back in the duo lane. Where is Sun Wukong? Have you heard Hindu Man?
I have. I've been playing. I've been
The
playing some
king is
Wukong
back.
myself. Even I've been playing him. I have been playing him. That's how good he is.
He is like
Like,
beyond good. Like I think he might. I think either him or Geb right now are best support.
take into account, I only legendary gods that are OP. I mean, Rama was OP, Kumbhakana was OP, so
Right.
that's kind of my mentality. So, some Wukong definitely heading up there by the moment for the time being. But talking about Rama and Kumbhakana, both been locked in for late bloomers. We didn't see a Rama pick last game. We've not seen one in a little while, and due to the balance changes to him, now he's going to require the blue buff. He's still in a really good spot right now, DM,
Yeah.
but he
Oh yeah.
does he does require you to actually have mana management now, and I think that's where some of the players are starting to feel like he's not as strong as he once was.
I still think he is as strong as he once was. I
Oh, me
mean,
too.
he is incredible. I think players are just not used to it, and I think that's a little bit of a burden that I don't think a lot of the top players on any team take seriously. Is that something gets changed and they don't try to stick with it. They don't try to examine it. They just think this isn't as broken as it was. I'm going to find something else, and they usually wind up picking picks that aren't as strong as the things they would have been playing even if they were nerfed.
Well, Iokwan being picked up, Isis being locked in as well, and Isis being picked up so quickly is unusual. I think Isis is a really strong pick, but overall, when you look at the mid lane, like, where's Agni gone? All of a sudden, Agni's like, really, really good pick, and we've just not seen him for time and time again right now.
I don't understand how Zhang Kui and Wukong made it that low. Like that just
I know,
doesn't
I know.
make sense to me. And you're looking at bans here. I agree with the Osiris, but you're gonna ban out Chalk when all Wolfie thinks about all day is like, I hope they let me play some Wukong.
I'm gonna play some Wukong in the jungle, time and time again. That's all he's been doing on stream
Yeah.
all the time. I mean,
But he's a great jungler. He's a great solo, and he's a great support. I mean, you could put him anywhere.
take warriors away from Wolfie, and then he has a hard time. We all know this. He likes the warriors. He's good with the warriors overall. Leaving warriors on the table, especially the one that he's been playing time and time again in Sun Wukong just lately, it's not always the best idea. So right now, it's back to late bloomers for their final pick. They've already got Mercury, so they're looking for a solo laner here, and it's going to be facing off against Jean Kui more than likely. Who's it going to be? Hobwa. Wow!
Oh,
Is this god released on North America? Like,
I don't uh I don't know how I feel about the Hobble getting picked at the Zhong. That is not a great
that's true.
matchup for Zhang
That's
Kui.
true.
When Zhang's in his ultimate, he can't be knocked up, which means Hubble loses a lot of his control. I mean, using that guarantees just flat damage. Zhang Kui doesn't root himself with any of his abilities, has great control. That is maybe they're going to have to pressure it early. The same thing happened. They picked Mercury into Athena, where Zhang Kui and then Sun Wukong get picked up, two very tanky characters. I think that was a big shot to the Mercury. I bet they're kind of wishing they picked Nemesis there.
I really do like Five Angry Men's team composition right
Oh
now, and
yeah,
I agree. I mean,
that's a great
if they
draft.
would have gone with Nemesis, it would have been better. But Mercury on the table, can you really pass it up? I mean, they picked Mercury before the Jean Kui pick overall. Maybe if they would have looked at banning out the Jean Kui instead of the Chark overall, then they could have looked at picking the Mercury and not having to worry about requiring
Same thing for the
Nemesis.
Habwa.
Yeah, same thing for the Hubble as well. I mean,
I think we're looking a lot at two things here. how well they're going to be able to use the circle of protection from Isis, and if Kumbhakarna can really take someone out of the fight that's important.
I mean, with newer teams as well, the one thing that you'll always try and do is help the lane that you think is going to struggle the most. And in doing so, they focused on making sure they got their support and they got their hunter online, which means they're worried about the duo lane all in all here, DM. And so they expected the mid and the solo to be able to just deal with the situations that arose for them. But in doing that against teams like 5am with the sort of team lineup they've got, it's going to be a big issue.
So, guys, we're going to be getting to the game in just about a minute or so. Make sure to stick around. 5am is going to try to keep themselves in the running here. Late bloomers, this is kind of their contention point.
It's time to bloom. Time to bloom.
Stick around, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. This is going to be the next game between 5am and Late Bloomers on your screens right now. And right now, DM is looking really like 5am are in the driving seat with the picks and bans that we just went through.
Yeah, I mean, I really love what they've done here. This team that they've drafted, I mean, even just the Artemis Athena lane by itself is something that really should never have gone through comparatively to what you see across the way. I mean, Kumbhakarna doesn't really have the best matchup against Artemis. I mean, we look at
That's
Rama actually has a really good matchup against Artemis if he's able to sustain himself in lane. Really what I want to see early on is 5am, take this opportunity where they're strongest and invade.
Well, talk about invasions. Late bloomers are the ones that are channeling down this left-hand side right now. And with the lateness coming out of the base from Athena, will they see this? I think they just saw Kumbhakarna ward there, so they know where Kumba is. I don't think they realize the whole team is there. They will now as Mercury gets spotted out. Mercury needs to be careful coming around that corner. Gonna back out for now, and everyone's gonna back away. There's no invasion gonna happen overall there. So 2 quick wards placed down, but everything's fine. But talking about to that dual lane again, like you said, Kumbhakarna does not have a very good matchup against Artemis. The reason being is Artemis can poke from range with her Suppress the Insolent, her 3, the Rain of Arrows, and it causes a lot of free poke damage onto Kumbhakarna. He has to close that gap down to really become an issue, and when he tries that Groggy Strike, he can also get trapped as well. So really big problem for him there, but he's got good wave clear, which will help out Rama sustaining some of that mana that's the new issue with him.
You know, don't forget, next week, by the way, the Suppress the Insolent is going to get absolutely bodied. I mean, the patch notes hit her pretty hard.
It did hit her hard, but at the end of the day, you don't really pick Artemis because of the Suppress the Insolent. Let's be honest. You pick it for that crit overall.
Well,
you
in
pick
the
it
late
for the
game,
late game
in lane phase, without that
it's
kind of
hurt.
clear, how is she even going to get to late game?
Well, you're going to have to keep an eye on what Guardians she's going to be run with now, because she's going to need some help during those stages of the game, that's for sure, especially during the early game. So don't expect to see too many Geb pickups in that lane, otherwise that's going to be a very passive one. We'll see how that works out for Artemis, though, because Apollo now going to be rising to the top even more.
I'm excited to see people finally adopting the strategy of doing the small camp first into the blue buff and then go to lane. You can see El Borchacho didn't miss a single point of experience. In fact, Nantan didn't either. They're both level 2, which means now they can contend against what would have been the level 2 Rama.
And in the solo lane as well, Wolfie going aggressive, going to get hit by a special delivery. The combo does not connect as the water spout did not find it onto Wolfie. He could have been in a lot of trouble there if it did.
He did the damage, but he hadn't landed yet. You can't knock somebody up again until they've landed.
But one thing to note as well, like Wolfie hasn't done his red buff yet. This seems to be a new start as well, where people seem to be taking the mid camps, taking the blue, rotating straight to lane, and then pick up the red after now.
Yeah, usually a lot of the junglers would do the small camp in place of doing the red, and then come back for the red later. That way they have as much experience as possible, and generally that 100-second mark still doesn't apply. I mean, that actually would have been up by the time he leaves.
Wolfie wants to fight.
Yeah, it looks
he's
like
trying to catch
an
him
opportunity. Scorpius is in a very precarious position.
Well, he thinks Wolfie's left. He's gone around the side now, and Scorpius doesn't see Wolfie here, so he doesn't know that Hebo's the one that's going to be in trouble. Rocks into him, but straight away the damage onto him. Wolfie's in trouble himself now, but immediately uses the Ox stance, gets out of harm's way, but he's a lot of poke for his trouble.
Could you imagine if Wukong didn't have 11 escapes?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Wolfie might have died there.
People forget how irritating that god was. I mean,
and you know, it's so crazy because in the beginning, we had the bird. The bird was just everywhere, and then people started to realize, wait, Ox is only a tiny bit slower, has basically the same immunities, and I hit people and knock them back. Like,
hell yeah, let's use that
seems
some
okay.
more.
I think I'll do that.
El Borchacho rotated round, going to get a taunt onto Fabi. A little bit of poke damage into the trap, and there's a Suppress the Insolent. Fabi eats a lot of poke overall on that one. Does have health potions, so should be able to sustain back up, but just needs to make sure he's a bit more careful for the time being. You have to play this one a bit passive.
Wolfie had gone back pretty early. He's going to rush down, it looks like, towards the small camp. If they're quick about this, they should be able to split both, but strangely, EMC Squared going back to the base with only 970 gold. He'll get a level and push that into Soul Trap, but that is nowhere near the Book of Thoth. I mean, he's still about 1,000 gold away.
I don't mind that call just because mid-camps are spawning very, very soon, and we saw Wolfie go back. You notice how he's level 5, and he's not even taken this speed buff down. Red buff did get dropped and didn't get picked up by anybody there as well. It looks like that was wasted.
A little bit curious, but then again, Ao Kwang doesn't really have any clear issues, and it might not be worth his rotation time. The experience at this point might be a little bit better, but I'm still surprised to see them not go for the split.
Well, mid-camps are up, left-hand side. Wolfie going to look for an invasion. Spirit Ball does not connect from Isis, and Wolfie's been spotted by Mercury already. Here's the Athena ult, and there's a big order across the top, hitting all 3 members. Fabi survives thanks to the circle of protection, but not for long. Passive form kicks in. He's going to be first blood. No, he's not, because Wolfie dunks down off his cloud for CV.
Nice shot coming out as well. Scorpius just trying to get out of here. We're going to see Wolfie try to make something happen.
Yeah, Wolfie continued to try and chase on. Not going to find anything else for the time being. And now they're going to go straight for a really fast Gold Fury rush.
I love it. I think pre 4-minute Gold Fury is such a good idea.
Yeah, they're looking to do that one right now on the screen. And so Gold Fury being taken down by the team of 5 AM. Going to go straight over to them, 2-0 right now. Nicely in position.
I really like the way that they played that overall. That was very, very smart. Early on, 2 kills, pick up the Gold Fury. I'm not sure who got the mid camps there, but I don't think either team at this point is really too concerned.
Yeah, so right now, 2-0, they're in a good spot. Gold Fury's down, so now they can just look at farm and continuing onwards.
So, what do you think you do here, your Bloom? You're already about, 2,500 gold behind. They got 2 really big kills right there. Honestly, to me, it's going to boil down to CV needs to be protected, and to the same point, Wolfie needs to just camp mid lane.
Yeah, Wolfie just needs to camp mid over and over again right now and just try and keep the pressure on this Isis overall. I mean, 2-0 is a great start for them overall, and they can just continue to snowball this one. Artemis should be pretty fine in this lane now. I mean, with a Kumbhakana there, she's not going to have too many issues, but they're going to try and invade the blue buff on the left-hand side right now, and are they going to be able to defend it?
They're going to try to. I don't think they should rush into this. This is 3 people. They're going to have an opportunity. Athena actually might get groggy striked here. She's going to have to rely on preemptive strike. She might get away.
Rama goes to this guy. We're trying to get the damage off. Going to get out as well. Guys, got a bit of a production issue. Going to deal with it very, very quickly. So the game's paused. Don't worry. You're not going to miss any action, but we'll be right back in a few seconds once we've got this issue taken care of. Welcome back. Sorry about the issues we had there, guys, but we should be back live again. We're going to just watch over that little blue buff engagement that we saw going down and continue from where we left off. Groggy Strike lands on Athena. Big Spirit Ball lands onto Nonton. And you can see him trying to duke out those wing gusts, but going to get brought down, and Ram from the skies helps secure that kill for his team. Backs off to the minion wave, and Late Bloomers made a nice play there.
Yeah, they're going to need to do just a little bit more, though, to catch up. I mean, that shrunk the lead a little bit, but they're still 2,000 gold behind at 5 minutes. That early Gold Fury was such a great push. Now, for this, I'm really looking at Scorpius. I mean, Mercury, he's a playmaker. I mean, he has 2 forms of CC. He has a range poke. He has increased attack speed to allow him to burst people down, and he's got to utilize that a little bit more effectively. At this point, we haven't seen him really be a part of much of anything.
Exactly. I mean, Mercury is one of these gods that is looking to hit level 5, look to use the Sonic Boom down a lane, secure a kill for his team and get out again. Meanwhile, the other jungler on the other side, Wolfie, he's playing Sun Wukong, and he's more of a frontline bruiser. You know, he's got to tank up a lot of damage, keep people busy, and if possible, slow them down, CC them to allow people to pick up the kills.
Right side, we haven't really been talking much about
Sonic Boom in middle lane, gonna connect, looking for the aggression onto EMC in that middle lane, gonna get hit by Spirit Ball, but he pays the price with the amount of damage from the Spirit Tempest and those Archer minions, making him pay. CV has to retreat back to tower.
CV actually in a lot of trouble here, doesn't quite get out of the tornado. Oh my god, look at that HP. He has to be inside 20.
Yeah, he really is. Look at the backside, though. Elbro, Chacho rotating around. Is he going to be able to find him at the tower? I doubt he's going to find it, though. They're looking to invade and go aggressive. Wolfie came around in bird form, looking to pick it up. Didn't find it, though, overall. So he's still only 3-1. But Mercury's big attempt with that Sonic Boom in middle DM did not pay off at all.
And now we're looking at Fabi. He's level 6, doesn't really have a lot of pressure. Elbow Chacho, level 7, Midas Boots already online, has a lot of potential of damage. Fabi's actually getting pushed out once again. He's trying to find something. They're actually going to turn on to Brochacho.
Well, Brochacho's in a bit of trouble
Oh,
here. Spirit Bomb not
CV.
going to connect, though, from CV. And that Tornado's going to cause a lot of issues for Fabi, who gets hit by the Squall as well. On top of that, Scorpius is in trouble on this Mercury, having to deal with the clone that is chonking him down. Good Spirit Ball comes out, though. It's a 1-for-1 trade right now. Sorry, it's a 2-for-1 trade right now, but Rom does not find
No,
the
no,
Astral
Wolfie didn't
Barrage.
die. That's a 2-0.
Wow.
That is a 2-0. They were able to escape just barely thanks to the 1,000
Taunt.
moves that he
Stevie
has.
goes down 3-0. And luckily there's no Gold Fury up. Spirit Tempest going to come out, not going to fight Rom. Rom's trying to get up a kill here. Has to juke backwards using his roll, but he's going to go down to Autumn and say, I don't see an escape.
Yeah, he should have just completely ran. Going into this red buff's not going to do a damn thing for him, and he's going to head right back to the base with that respawn timers. That's going to be a major push. I just don't see how they can make it back into this one. I mean, oh, he's going to rush down Brochacho very low. He'll get 2 free shots here. He missed an auto attack. He got it, though. Major Look picked it up.
I mean, the one thing about that is 8-2 right now, but that all started with that first Sonic Boom coming out from Mercury that allowed the 5am to invade the red buff, steal it away, and then have a fight. To be honest, Late Bloom should not have contested. They lost the red buff, should have just backed out from it overall. Stayed, continued fighting, and that whole fight and all that development that 5am, the aggression and the advantage they got from that was all based off that initial Sonic Boom.
So one thing I'm noticing here is that Habwa is not getting early kills. I mean, that's what he does. But when you put him up against a character like Zhang Kuei, I mean, he's so tanky, has so much health, has so much defense.
Look
on
at the
top
build.
of the fact that, yeah, I mean, look what he's going. He has the Warlock Sash already stacking. Osmos has Tiny Trinket with his boots. There's no way for him to kill him. Whereas Zhang, already a kill up, has almost 1,000 gold in the pocket over Habwa.
Well, Athena going aggressive elbow. Chacho gets a good taunt. Fabi's in trouble. There's a trap there, but he uses the epic uppercut to escape the trap. That was actually nicely done, but at what cost? Because now Wolfie's coming around the backside as well. Is he going to be able to look for an opportunity to dive this overall? Guess not. Wolfie's going to back up. Gold Fury is up, though.
Fabi can't really contest this. He's backing.
Nope.
I really think they should have rotated there. They had the vision. They knew where everyone was on the map. They should have went for it. If King Taco came in, he would have died instantaneously. If Fabi came in, he would have died instantaneously. And CV was just nowhere near the point of position. And they had 3 people. They had Artemis. They had Wukong, who's tanky enough to actually trade the Gold Fury back to them. Maybe a missed opportunity, but they're going to play it safe. They're already, it looks like, 3,800 gold ahead. They don't really need to push their luck here. But at the same time, it couldn't have hurt.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it would have hurt them to go for that one overall. Both the mid laners were rotating over to the solo lane as well, so they were out of contention for that fight too. So it was a really good opportunity for 5am, but they did, like you said though, they didn't just want to overdo things overall. Wolfie now in the solo lane just pushing onto this hub war on the tower. I think they could go for a dive here. Honestly, I guess the hub war, this is crazy, but they could actually do that.
I mean, they have enough health. They're a level 11 and level 12.
Ooh, Gold Fury call.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this
is
is
good
smart.
call.
This is
It's a
real
really good
smart.
call.
Circle of protection is there. Nantan will have Boar, but honestly, Fabi needs to move away from this thing immediately. Or,
Ball
maybe
comes
take
out.
it first. They got it.
All right,
Really smart.
One for a Gold Fury, but can they make them pay? Squall going to connect. There's a Tornado as well. And the Spirit Tempest. There goes Fabi as well. So it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Gold Fury. Tier 1 tower goes down as well, though.
Brochacho trying to chase down CV. Not really sure what he's looking to do here. Nantan was not really behind on that one.
Stevie's got to be careful.
Are they diving this?
Stevie's got to be careful. Oh my god, El Brochacho's going in deep. Wingus going to do some damage, but is he going to live? No, he's not. Wolfie secures the kill with the Jingle Bang. And now they're going to be able to pressure Tier 1 tower as well. That was crazy.
I can't believe they went for that. That was actually kind of bonkers.
And look at right hand side as well. You can see that Jean Gui's
no,
zoning
Scorpius,
out.
you should have just let this one go, buddy.
Oh, he went in. He gets out, though, for the time being.
Sure, I mean, sure, he got out, but there goes his ultimate.
I mean, the interesting thing to note is the fact that they got the Gold Fury, they lost 2 lives, but they also lost the mid camps. They also lost a Tier 1 tower in right, Tier 1 tower in mid. EMC might pay for it, though.
I don't know. I mean, he dodges the special delivery. Brochacho trying to find something. We're going to see him rooted down there. Brochacho will go down, no problem. Actually pick up Scorpius as well. Fabi just trying to find something, trying to get the damage done. Nantan trying to keep himself alive. Actually turns his sight to King Taco, who's trying to just burst down, but Wolfie's just a little bit too strong. Wolfie's going to go down. That's a 1-for-1, but there goes Kumba Karna as well. Another 2 kills in the pocket.
People forget what Sun Wukong's passive is, and it makes them pay a lot of times, and that's why you start to see him coming back into the fray once again. Not just because of his passive, but, everything that he can bring to the table right now. Wolfie's having a pretty good game.
Yeah, I definitely say so. I mean, 5-1-4 on 14 kills. I mean, that's a huge ratio. On top of the fact that he is at 7,600 gold, the first person besides him just hit 7K, and that was Ao Kwang, who has been just sitting and farming all game. But he has Bookathoth ready to go. The boots are getting pretty close to finish at this point. Actually, no, they're way finished. He's 2,100 gold.
That's a lot of gold that they're just waiting to be spent right now.
Yeah, he buys it. Looks like he's going to go Pen Boots, Lost Artifact, and the beads have been pushed into level 3 as well as a ward. Not a bad back for EMC.
4-4 right now. 5M came into this game 2-1 after week 1, and Late Bloomers came in 1-2 after week 1. This is a game that Late Bloomers have to win, and right now it's not looking great for them because everybody on 5M is ahead against their lane opponents. Late Bloomers have to pull something out here.
You know, I think this really plays to the point of NA, like how strong the teams are. I think right now, Late Bloomers and Torch just aren't on the same level as 5 Angry Men, and of course the guys in the Fat Chunks.
Fabi has used Epic Uppercut defensively. Wolfie diving in with the Sun Cloud, going to force it out, trying to pick up Rom. Does so on the backside of that, using that Master as well. Now Fabi's in trouble as well, gets stunned out, and he's going to drop as well. Wolfie's got 2, and he's going to go for the 3rd, but over the top, you can see a big ultimate coming out from Hebo.
They're finally going to find themselves some more damage here, but it's just too little, too late. Osmos is by the way, for those of you thinking, hey, it's Abwa. No, that is a pure deicide. Nothing lost in that engagement whatsoever. In fact, they're going to gain a tier 1 here for free. They have another creep wave coming in with no respawns aside from the duo lane who are drastically underleveled. This will be a free 2,000 gold on top of the creep waves, on top of the deicide, and they maintain map control.
Yeah, really, really nice. And we did find the final counter to Habwa finally. Oh, Astral Mirage goes off. Is he going to find 3 snipes in a row? He is! Snipes from downtown coming out there as well. Paid off for King Taco. Picks himself up the kill onto Nonton. But overall, it was only a courtesy kill more than anything else.
You know, and they still got the tier 2. I mean, granted, they trade some of the effective gold out for ineffective gold, which is huge. But at the same time, like, what does the duo lane do now? Do you continue trying to farm that lane? Do you try to push it up and put yourself out of position where with no defensive towers to run to? Did Wolfie just take that?
Wolfie just stole speed, and now he's fighting 3v1 right now. He's going to kill the Mercury and probably get out of this as well. Uses the beads, and goes to the cloud. Going to regen up and leap away and leave his little clone in the background.
Wait a minute, have you heard?
I've heard. Do you know what? I didn't believe in the original Lord and Savior that you talked about. However, this Lord and Savior, I can definitely agree, he probably is the true Lord and Savior.
The king is back.
The king is back.
And you know, when you think about Wukong, there are certain players around the world that you think of, and Wolfie is probably the guy that comes to mind the most for me. He was the guy who kind of put Wukong on the map when he first came out, and he continues to create this meta where he's just super strong. Now, you see the Jotun's Wrath. It's curious to me that he's going to be going into what seems to be chin size. He's looking, he's looking like he wants to auto attack a little bit more.
I think it depends.
He would focus more on a little bit of defense to put himself in the back line.
I think it depends really what the game's going like for for a jungler like Sun Wukong. Is that if you were ahead, then go for the chins and keep going aggressive. However, if you're behind, a lot of damage coming out again. And CV's getting very low. Wingust's going to try and buy him some time backing off, but Wolfie's having none of it. Goes in with the Master as well. Secures 1, and now he's doing a good job of bloody blocking Osmos, who gets a jingle bang to the face as well. Wolfie might pay with his life though.
Wolfie, will go down. Brochacho kind of by himself here. He misses the 3rd shot. King Taco unable to convert. Can they dive for this one?
Where's EMC going?
Looks like he's going to go for it.
He's chasing after Herbois, going to hit the wet paper. That's going to slow him down. Osmos could make him pay for this one overall. Squall not going to connect, and now with King Taco chasing as well. Looks like that's going to be one dead cooked noodle.
I don't know. I think he can get out of this.
No, surely no, he's going to get out. Oh my God, Fusion's here as well to make him pay. The ghosts are out, and there's the exorcism. And now King Taco's like, where did he come from? That's a painful double kill for Zhong Kui, 24-8.
There is a reason that Zhang almost never made it through in the lands. I mean, that character is incredible. Tons of damage, great space control, heals himself, super tanky. On top of the fact that if you ignore him, he will actually kill your entire team.
He actually will. And in that situation there, he killed 2 members who grouped up chasing down a slippery noodle at the end of the day that should have really died overall. Like, he went very aggressive just trying to kill that Herbois and didn't manage to pick it up. But right now, I mean, 5am must feel very, very confident in this game. It's one of these, it's like the last game all over again right now, DM, where it's theirs to throw.
They're not quite as far ahead as the guys on the chunks were, but to the same point, coming into this, we saw that the late bloomers are a slightly higher seed. Look at the damage. I mean, this is Kumbhakarna. He's not supposed. These things are not supposed to happen to him.
Well, to be honest, though, what he did, I mean, he's still Kumbhakarna still as well, but that Spirit Tempest connects only to Mercury, but that was 830 damage to his face. And there we can see Habwa having to go in deep with his ultimate, trying to get some damage off, but pays his life to the ball. Ram's in the sky looking to snipe something. I don't think he's going to find a kill on anyone over there, though. Habwa drops down and they continue the chase.
EMC with the double right there, keeping his team on the pressure. They're going to be able to get this tier 2, it looks like, for free. El Brochacho is going to take a full spear ball right there, but it's really not enough to deter them. They still have 4 people down, and yeah, Fire Giant, Phoenix, actually, I was going to say tier 2. There are no tier 2s left.
There's no tier 2s left. This is 17 minutes in. All tier 2s are dead, DM. And the Fire Giant is the only thing on the map other than the Gold Fury to contest. And right now, can Isis make some sort of play? Well, at the moment, she's going to do mid camps. I don't think she could do anything anyway.
Yeah, I just don't see what they're going to try to do here. Brochacho throws down the Wrath of the Gods, and they will pick up a 5-man Fire Giant at 17 minutes and 40 seconds. That's incredible.
That's such an early Fire Giant as well. I mean, the gold lead 28-8 right now is a really big ask for late bloomers. The good news is they've got Phoenixes alive. If they can do some good defense here, defend against, you know, the Fire Giant up team of 5am coming in, they've got a chance of getting themselves back into it. Realistically, though, it's such a big ask.
So now, 18 minutes deep, they're up by 20 kills. You look at the guys right now on the late bloomers and you think, what do they do to get back into this? Well, Fabi's level 11. He's not going to be a big part of this. CV and Osmos are both level 14. Again, not really in this. We're all basically just looking at Scorpius. He's the only one on the team with even somewhat competitive gold.
Oh,
but
Fabi.
even he is 600 gold behind the next person.
Fabi eats an Athena ult, and Wolfie going to continue the chase. Land the stunning blink in from Fusion, chasing down CV on the backside, trying to zone him out. He's not seen Ram yet, though. Fusion may be too deep, but at the same time, he's got Warlock Sash, and that was a big burst damage, and he's still alive as the Spirit Tempest comes out, not connecting. Hebo pays with his life, and there's Ram jumping back down, leaping away. Gonna chase him.
Only Fusion has died so far. Taco is completely removed. Wolfie gets himself a double kill. Scorpius moves forward. He's the last line of defense between him and the base, between his team and the base. They're going to move into mid, and look at this. Elbro, what? Why did it switch to non-Tom? That was weird. Do you see that?
Yeah, it just randomly switched.
It's like, no, that Athena's full health. I'm going to try to kill her.
I'm not going to try and kill this Athena. I'm not going to kill her at all. Look at it. I can't even do any damage to her. She's got a med eyes up. She's so tanky right now.
So
even the Phoenixes are giving up.
They got 2 Phoenixes for free, and in the beginning of that engagement, Nantan actually soloed the Gold Fury. They're almost 14,000 gold ahead at this point.
It's really, really bad situation for late bloomers to be in. I mean, is there a way? I mean, this will make 5 Angry Men go 3-1 right now, but it would mean that late bloomers are 1-3, which means that 5 Angry Men would have to lose both their next 2 games after this game, and late bloomers have to beat Fat Chunks Assemble and Torch to make it a 3-3 tie.
With the way that things went in the first game, I just don't see Torch getting through 5am. I think this is their contention point. I think if they finish this out, I think the late bloomers are just going to be out of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big ass. So late bloomers have got to find something in their tank that's left right now. And with 1 Phoenix remaining and the Fire Giant still ticking away on the members of 5am, the last stand is going to be at this left-hand Phoenix.
El Brochacho actually still has a slot available to him for actives. I would really like him to go back right here and then use his ultimate as a teleport, picking up Shell, so that way they can just go for the dive and end the game. They could end it right off the back of Shell.
Shell sounds like a really good option right now. And one issue late bloomers have got is their wave clear. Takes a long time to clear things up. Rama's going to auto attack a lot, Wing Gus as well, but here's an engage. Favi going in deep, uses the epic uppercut. Rama uses it, Spirit Tempest not connecting with anyone. Snipes come out and he's focusing elbow touch. Look at him, he's just stood there tanking it up and then uses his ult on the back on Wolfie. And now elbow touch are probably going to go down here though, and it's a 2-for-1. But I don't think that late bloomers have got anything in the tank.
Wolfie with a huge smack right to the back there, finds the crit potential and does enough damage just to burst that down. All 3 Phoenixes have been removed, and once again Scorpius finds himself in front of 4 angry men, killing his Titan.
5am go on to go 3-1 in this group right now. Late bloomers slip to 1-3. Their hopes are slowly looking unlikely and being dashed to the wayside right now. We'll have to see though as the other games play out, because maybe if hope upon hope, I mean, we saw it on EU, you know, SK Gaming a long time ago were in a bad spot and had to rely on other teams to pull it out of the bag for them, and they did. Maybe the other teams can do it for them as well. We'll have to see with late bloomers and 5am what's going to happen next. But next up is going to be the Fat Chunks, 4-0 DM, up against the late bloomers that have to win. Have to win.
Right. They must win this or they are completely out.
But really good performance from 5am overall there. 10-0 and 18. EMC squared went on that Ale Kwang in that game. Did 16,000 damage. 2,000 less than Wolfie, though, who did 18k from the jungle. It's a day of the junglers today, DM. Day of the junglers.
Yes,
the junglers is coming out hot.
Wolfie put out 18,000 damage, which was actually 7k more than anybody, or actually, let's say 6 because we see Osmos, than anyone else on the late bloomers. I mean, and then his team still kept up. I mean, Fusion had 11k, Non-Town put out 14.5, and then EMC put out a very respectable 16,600.
There you go, guys. 5am, move on and win that game out. We'll be right back, though, guys, with Fat Chunks Assemble versus the late bloomers as soon as those guys are ready and in the lobby.